Admiral Zix Teal of the Galactic Confederation leaned forward on the observation deck, his six eyes widening as he watched the human delegation approach. Behind them, padding along with surprising grace, came a creature that made every security officer on the station visibly tense. By the void, was that a Nex? First Officer Kaw whispered, his mandibles clicking in alarm. Indeed, Zixtile replied, unable to mask his own unease. A fully grown alpha specimen. The Nexers of Real 7 were infamous throughout the galaxy, apex predators with the strength to tear through reinforced hull-plating, intelligence approaching sentient levels, and a legendary hostility toward all other life forms. The Confederation had quarantined their entire world after 3 separate colonization attempts ended in massacre. Yet there it was, walking calmly beside the human ambassador, occasionally nudging her hand with what appeared to be affection. Ambassador Chen, Zix Teal greeted with forced composure as the airlock closed behind them. I see you brought an unexpected companion. Chen smiled, reaching up to scratch behind the Nexer's pointed ear. The beast, easily 8 feet tall of the shoulder, with midnight blue fur and razor-sharp spines along its back, leaned into her touch and made a rumbling sound that impossibly resembled a purr. This is Rex, she said casually, as if introducing a harmless pet. He's part of our Xenobiology Cultural Exchange Program. The station's security chief, a battle-hardened Draxian warrior, took a reflexive step backward. How are you controlling it? Neural implants. Behavior modification. The human laughed. Oh, nothing like that. We just raised him from a cub, fed him, played with him, showed him affection. He's domesticated. Domesticated? Zixtile repeated incredulously. Ambassador, the Nexa have slaughtered entire battalions of our most elite troops. They're genetically predisposed to violence. Chen shrugged. Humans have a long history of domesticating predators. On Earth, we turned wolves, pack hunters that could bring down prey much larger than themselves, into creatures that would die to protect our young. We've done the same with big cats, birds of prey, even venomous reptiles. But those are simple Earth animals, Fleb protested. To us, the Nexer isn't so different. Another human in the delegation chimed in. He was older, with weather-beaten skin and scars across his arms. Took us a few generations of selective breeding, finding the ones with the right temperament, but the principles are the same ones our ancestors used thousands of years ago. As if to demonstrate, the man made a hand gesture. The Nexer immediately sat on its haunches, spines relaxing flat against its back. Good boy, Rex, the man said, tossing a chunk of what looked like raw meat. The creature caught it midair with terrifying precision. Zixtile exchanged glances with his officers. The implications were disturbing. What other lethal species might humans casually adopt and transform? What did it say about a species that looked at the galaxy's most feared predators and thought, I could make that my friend? The Nexa are just the beginning. Chen continued, seeming to read his thoughts. We've established breeding programs for 17 species previously considered too dangerous for contact. Our xenozoologists believe they all have potential for domestication. The Nexer yawned, displaying rows of serrated teeth that could shred combat armor. Then it flopped onto its side, exposing its vulnerable belly as the older human knelt to rub it, those deadly claws flexing in contentment. You humans, Zix Teal said finally, are perhaps the only species in the galaxy crazy enough to attempt this, and somehow, the only ones who could succeed. Chen's smile turned knowing. That's why you need us in the Confederation, Admiral. While other species see danger, we see possibility. Sometimes that means we're reckless, yes, but sometimes it means we create relationships no one else could imagine. As if on cue, the Nexer rolled back to its feet and approached Zix Teal. The Admiral froze, centuries of evolutionary instincts screaming danger. But the creature merely sniffed him curiously, then bumped its massive head gently against his thorax, a gesture of greeting. I believe, the Admiral said slowly, cautiously reaching out to touch the creature's fur, that the Council will find your cultural exchange program fascinating. Behind him, he could hear the whispers of his crew. If humans could tame the Nexers, what couldn't they accomplish?